Hello and welcome back. This is Module 7, Part 2. We will be going over page 215 of your big textbook so we can cover some examples based on two-step inequalities and how to set them up. Let's get started. From the last lesson, we learned that we need to break down every problem so we can figure out what pieces of information are important and how to use them to set up our inequality. So let's go ahead and read this problem. 3 friends earned more than $200 washing cars. They paid their parents $28 for supplies and divided the rest of the money equally. Write an inequality to find possible amounts each friend earned. Identify what your variable represents. So I need you to take a minute, read this again, try and understand the information that they gave us and what they are asking for, and we will go ahead and proceed afterwards. Now that you've had a second to read this over, let's go through it again. 3 friends earned more than $200 washing cars. We do know that there's more than $200 that they were able to make from washing the cars. And they paid their parents $28 for supplies. So there's $28 for the supplies, and then they divide the rest of the money equally. So this is where it is important to know that there are 3 friends, because when we divide it equally, it's going to be 3 people making the same amount of money. Write an inequality to find possible amounts each friend earned. They do say identify what your variable represents, and that's where we need to go back and call our variable, call the possible amount that each friend earned a variable name. We do need to find how much each of them made, and that will be our variable. So let A represent the amount of money each friend makes. So that means we're able to say that 3 friends are going to make $8 each. That implies the total that they make together is 3 times A. Now, they will also pay $28 to their parents for supplies. And then the total is more than $200. So they made more than $200. That was the important piece of information that we first identified. And then we identified that they're going to pay $28 to their parents out of the $200. And then each of them is going to get $8. So 3 friends, $8 each. That's 3 times A. And we get the inequality 28 plus 3A is greater than 200. We just set up our inequality. Let's go ahead and look at a couple more examples and see how we do from there. So let's look at number 8. Nick has $7. Bagels cost $0.75 each, that's 75 cents each. And a small container of cream cheese costs $1.29. Write an inequality to find the numbers of bagels Nick can buy. Identify what your variable represents. Let's go ahead and pause the video again. Think about the relevant information in this problem. Try and figure out how to set up our inequality, and then we'll reconvene in just a minute. Okay, I hope you had a second to get everything together. So let's think about how we can set this up. First and foremost, let's read it again. Nick has $7. This seems to be important information. He has $7. Bagels cost 75 cents each. That's each bagel, 75 cents. And a small container of cream cheese costs $1.29. Now we know he needs to buy 1 container of cream cheese. Now we're trying to figure out how many bagels he's going to purchase. So again, this is saying write an inequality to find the number of bagels. Nick can buy. Identify what your variable represents. So first thing I'm going to say is let B, sorry, let me fix this. Let B represent the number of bagels that Nick can buy. That is what it's asking me to set up. Writing an inequality to find the numbers of bagels, the number of bagels that Nick can buy. So I have to call that something. So I called it B. Let B represent the number of bagels that Nick can buy. Now, the important pieces of information that we have are that Nick has $7. Each bagel costs 75 cents, and the container of cream cheese costs $1.29. So if Nick has $7, that means he can spend up to $7. So whatever he does spend has to be less than $7. That's what I do know. I also know that the cream cheese is going to cost $1.29, and he does not need more than 1 tub. So I'm going to put the $1.29 right here. And now we need to know how many bagels he can purchase, where each of them is 75 cents. So I'm going to add 75 cents times B for every bagel that he purchased. I'm sorry for the tiny writing. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. Okay, so basically the inequality that we were able to come up with is $1.29 plus 75 cents per bagel is less than 7, which he has $7. He cannot spend more than 7. It has to be less than or equal to. He could spend up to $7. And that's the part that I had not clarified earlier. There has to be less than or equal to 7. It could be exactly $7 that he spent. Now, they don't ask us to solve for B, how many bagels he did buy. They only told us to write an inequality to find the number of bagels that he can buy. Now, we would follow the 3 steps solving for B, which is step 1 would be solving. Step 2 would be to graph all the solutions that are possible. And step 3 would be to check if our solution is correct. Now let's move forward to the next examples that ask us to write the inequality and set it up. All right, let's look at problem 9 real quick. Chet needs to buy 4 work shirts, all costing the same amount. After he uses a $25 gift card, he can spend no more than $75. Write an inequality to find the possible costs for a shirt. Identify what your variable represents. Let's take a second, think about what is the important information in this problem and how can we set up our inequality. So Chet needs to buy 4 work shirts. That must be important information. They all cost the same. After he uses a $25 gift card, he can spend no more than $75. Now they want us to write an inequality to find the possible cost for a shirt. Possible cost for a shirt. So let C represent the possible cost. Each of the 4 shirts. What other important information do we have? It says that after he uses $25 certificate, he can spend no more than $75. So after he uses a $25 certificate, he can spend no more than $75. What does that mean? So that means if he buys 4 shirts, that's 4 times the cost of each, whatever that amount is. And then he spends $25 on a gift card, so minus $25. He can spend no more than $75. So the rest, whatever is the extra cost that's left, has to be less than or equal to $75. No more than 75. This is not more than 75. So it could be less than 75 or equal to 75. And here we have set up our inequality for this problem. Now pause, read the problem again, and make sure you understand how we came up with this inequality, and we will practice some more problems in class.